Hi. Today I'm going to be talking a little bit about EEGs. EEGs are electroencephalograms. They are used to help test abnormal activity in the inside of the brain. And so this can be used for children who are experiencing seizures, sleep apnea, brain tumors, any other kind of abnormal activity that's happening in the brain. This is the test that we do. So with my trusty sidekick, Aladdin, I thought that I could show you a little bit about how I prep children for this procedure. What I like to do is tell them about everything that's going to be brought into the room, things that they're going to be able to see and touch and feel. So the first thing is there's going to be a really large computer that the tech is going to bring in, and this computer will help us see their brain waves. It'll help us see what's going on in their brain. There's also a camera that is attached to this computer. So the camera will help us record everything that's happening in the room. So they will be kind of on TV so that the doctors can see them. The other thing that we're going to use is we're going to use some stickers on their head. Stickers that go on and they will help connect to that computer and show us what is going on in the inside of their brain. It's not painful. I really make sure to say that it's not anything that's going to hurt. They're just stickers that get placed on their head. And their biggest job is to hold still for this process. For us, we do let our children sit up for this procedure. I think laying down for kids is a very vulnerable position. So if they're able to sit up and be cooperative and pay attention to the rules, there's no problem with them being able to sit up for this procedure. So this is a picture of what the computer and the camera looks like that will be brought into the room. So this is something extra that's going to be brought into the room that's not in the room right now. And then the stickers that I told them about look like this. I actually don't have access to the stickers that we use, so I am using infant heart monitors. It's the same type of thing. It gets the point across to them and they're not really going to know any different because there's different mismatched colored wires that are attached to the electrodes as well. So they do look similar. These will look familiar. And then in order to get these stickers to stick on a child's head, we do use a gritty lotion, and ours is blue. The cool thing about Child Life is there's so many ideas floating around on people's blogs and things that they share on Facebook that I feel like I'm always adding something new to the way that I do things, and I love that. So with ours being blue, I've always used Play-Doh, but Play-Doh doesn't give me that gritty texture that I'm looking for to be able to show the child that there's going to be something that's a little bit more gritty or bumpy, or like a bumpy kind of lotion that'll be used. So what I had seen somebody do, and I apologize, I don't know who for sure did this, it was months and months ago, but they used toothpaste. And so if you have blue toothpaste and it looks similar to the gritty lotion you use, I say go for it, but for me, this is white toothpaste. And so what I did was I mixed it with the blue Play-Doh. And so now it's made this gritty lotion that then I'm able to show children, and then they'll recognize once we do the EEG for real. So the other thing that I have found is super helpful for children who are like toddlers or preschoolers. If there's one thing that they know jingles. And if they hear on Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, "Oh, Toodles," they know what that means. They know what's coming up next because they heard that noise. And so for children with this procedure, I like to create my own little jingle for them. We use this really long Q-tip, and so I'll dunk it into the lotion, that gritty, bumpy lotion, and I'll go, okay, and then our friend is gonna go right on top of your head and go scrub, scrub, scrub. And I might do that over and over while we're playing, while we're doing pretend play with Aladdin beforehand. Every time they touch the Aladdin's head, I'm gonna go scrub, 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 so that they're familiar with that. When the tech enters and is going to be doing this procedure to the child, I'm gonna continue with my jingle. So when they're holding really still and we're, using distraction, maybe it's an I Spy book or an iPad or a toy or blocks or something that they can keep their hands busy with while their head is remaining still. Every time for the first 5 or 6 times that the tech goes to touch their head with that Q-tip and the gritty lotion, I'm gonna go scrub, 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 because I think it's really helpful for kids to know and understand what's coming and know that nothing different is gonna happen. It's gonna be the same thing. We have to do this, multiple times to get all sorts of electrodes all over their head. This procedure can happen in an outpatient setting where a child maybe is coming for this procedure for an hour or two, versus a child who maybe experiences their seizures or their symptoms at nighttime when they're sleeping. And for those patients, they're gonna come inpatient and they will be here from like the afternoon all the way until the next afternoon to give us that full 24 hours to see if there's any seizures or abnormal activity. For those patients, those electrodes have to stay in place. So we will wrap their head with a bandana or something to keep all those electrodes in place when they sleep. For those children, because they're attached to that big computer and camera, they are not able to leave their room. So normalization is really important for these patients. So I always like to go in, build rapport with the child, and figure out what sort of things they like to do at home so that I can provide those things in the room for them while they're here. For the outpatient procedures, we usually do tests that are pretty quick for them, and we may do a series of tests for them. And so those tests look a little bit different, and so I always talk to the children about how it's important to follow directions, and that's their biggest thing. They get to hold still and they get to follow the directions, kind of like Simon Says or Follow the Leader. And some of those different tests look like making the child blink really fast, or flashing lights in their eyes, or making them take really, really deep breaths, or making them breathe really, really fast to see if hyperventilating causes any kind of abnormal activity like a seizure. If any of these things trigger a seizure or abnormal activity in the brain. By doing those tests, we are able to see things on the computer that will show the brainwave activity is either abnormal or normal. So I hope that was helpful, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.